But the person I really had to break free of emotionally, psychologically was my mother.
Yeah.
Because she was a single mother with my brother and I. And my mother, she was an high school English teacher, honors English classes. And, but she was deeply, deeply wounded by having been left as a high school girl by the love of her life and never got over it, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And other things. She was a romantic who would not allow herself to be romantic in her conscious life.
I see.
She was very domineering and tried to interfere with my love life while I was living at home and so forth, so on. A few months into my own analysis, Jungian analysis, and that's what I was working on first in my analysis was I'd always fought my mother, growing up, so I never lost my balls, I didn't. And she was after them, but I never lost them. But I had a lot of anger and resentment, as well. I never stopped loving her either, though. But one time, several months after starting my analysis, I went home to visit her, and we were arguing as often we did. And she said something, and I said, "God All Mother Mighty." I meant to say, "God Almighty Mother." I said, "God All Mother Mighty." And there was this incredible silence where we both realized what I had been experiencing with her, that she was the goddess,
Yeah.
And she realized it too. And in that moment, all that power was broken.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw her as a sibling, as my sister. In other words, we're all brothers and sisters, and we're all on equal footing before the real God All Mother Mighty,
the real controller,
right? Yeah. And that was talk about a bolt out of the blue, And it changed the whole character of our relationship and made it possible for me emotionally to take her into our house when she became senile, and care for her and the rest of her life.
It's weird. With my father, once he apologized and I forgave him, I was able to see him, because for the longest I was seeing him through a child's eyes. But then once I became a man and I was going through things I was going through, I was able to see him through a man's eyes.
Yeah.
My dad had his own trauma. He had his own trauma, and he had his own journey.
Yep.
We're wired completely differently.
Yep.
But he's also not the same person he was when I was growing up.
That's true too.
The way he is with his grandkids and stuff, like I couldn't be mad at him. I knew that if I were to stay mad at him, it'll be me being immature. I knew that for a fact.
Yeah. Yeah. If the power of whatever that, it's a complex, father complex, mother complex, etc. If the power of that is broken on one side, it usually is broken on the other side too.
Yeah.
It's just it was a kind of sickness or dysfunction, let's say, of the two people involved that can be healed in a moment.
Mm-hmm.
When consciousness moves to a different level, and you're free and he's free.